Hey everyone, Mandy here from Soulstar Energy Collective, and I'm here to do your weekly card reading. Today is November 11th, the 1111 portal, a very energetically powerful, potent day. So if you're new, welcome. Thank you for joining. Every week, Allison and I love to come into this space and just do a card reading so that you can kind of get a sense of what energy you can expect for the week ahead or receive guidance or a message from your spirit guides. You can assign a question, ask a question and assign a card. I'm going to pull 3 cards today, and you're kind of just meant to feel into whether card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3 has a message for you. And it can be 1 card, it can be a couple cards. So let's get into it. Card 1. Eyes of the eagle, rising above the fray. So I'm just going to feel into the message. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So the energy that I feel with this card is that there's kind of like some micro focus happening by you, in the sense of like, it's like you're really looking at something in the micro instead of the macro, meaning that you're very focused and tunnel visioned on your perspective. And it also feels like your perspective might be because of, you know, the culture that you live within, the religion that you practice, or the programming that you had from, you know, your parents and the school that you went to, the people you surround you with. Like, it's just like everybody kind of feels like they think, everybody kind of like follows the protocol in a sense, that it just really feels like the perspective might be, your perspective in a sense might be a little bit foggy, or there was like a lens put on it or placed on it by somebody else's viewpoint. So the message here is for you to just take that lens off and to really allow yourself to open up your perspective. Like, give yourself permission to open up your perspective and give yourself permission to look at it from other people's points of view, whatever this is. And you might feel like this might be triggering you a little bit. I'm really sorry if I'm triggering you, but the only way that we can change at a fundamental level is if we really start to question or look at the way that we perceive things, and really starting to try to look at things from a different perspective. And maybe we don't need to adopt that perspective, but being able to step into somebody else's shoes, or being able to step into the energy of that perspective and view it from that, might bring a little bit more compassion or understanding or empathy towards the situation, or whatever you're asking about. So you're just being asked to acknowledge the fact that you're looking at this situation, or whatever you asked about, you're looking at this from your perspective, from your lens, and your lens potentially could have been a certain tint on it, or a certain set at a certain setting due to the way that you have existed in your life, you know, up until this point, due to the certain program that you've, you know, been part of as part of your family dynamic, or the school system that you grew up in, or the religion that you grew up in, whatever. It just feels like, sorry, I'm still dealing with throat chakra things. It just feels like you're being asked to acknowledge that your perception is your perception, but there's other people's perceptions, and you're just being asked to look at it from a different point of view. And that gives you the ability to look at things from the macro instead of the micro. And yeah, that's that. So I wonder if you can hear my dog whining in the background. Okay, card 2. Card 2, please. It's called Feast of Plenty, Choices and Their Consequences. Okay. Hmm. So when I feel the energy of this card, it just really makes me feel like kind of like it is what it is in a sense. Like there's this sorry, I'm just distracted by my dog whining. Anyway, there's this energy of like you've made your bed and now you're gonna sleep. You gotta sleep in it. Like you've done the action and now you're going to have to like, or you're going to experience the consequences that come with that. Like it's kind of like it is what it is. So there's just this grounding energy of like the solidifying energy of like the decision or a choice that you made, and that you stand within that decision and within that choice, and that's totally fine. But just also understanding that this decision or this choice that you've made, like there's ripple effects. It feels like there's ripple effects, and there could be consequences along with this choice or this action that you've decided to take, and that's okay. It feels like it's also part of your journey. Yeah, 1 second here. Yeah, okay. So it feels like whatever you've asked about or whatever this action or this choices that you've made, it feels like it was a good choice in a sense. Like whatever, it's so hard to explain because I don't know what this choice was or what this decision has been, or what you're asking about. But basically it feels like there's an energy to it that is divine, and that is like love, and that is aligned, and it feels like there's warmth, and there's warmth within this, and there's like comfort, or there's like almost like a warm hug in a sense. And they just want you to know like that, like the message here is that whatever choice you made, and whatever might happen after because of this choice, it just feels like it was a very aligned decision. It was always meant to happen, or it was always meant to be. It is part of your journey. It's part of your story. It's part of your contracts. It's part of your karma, like all this sort of stuff. Like it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. And maybe for some people it is easy, and the consequences aren't actually like a bad thing, but it's a good thing. Like overall, it's all a good thing. In fact, they're actually sharing that whatever shifts because of this decision, this action, whatever shifts from it is a good thing for yourself and for anybody else that might be involved, even though it might on the surface be difficult for some people to experience. But it just feels like it's a very beautiful aligned, contracted experience for everybody that might be involved in it. This is the hardest one to read. 1 sec. Yeah, and it does feel like there's multiple people involved in this experience, or this decision that you've had to make or that you're making. There's multiple parties involved, and again, like it might be difficult for some parties who aren't actually making the decision for this, but overall, it's good for all parties involved. So I don't know if that makes any sense. That was card 2. Oops. Dropped all my cards. Sorry. Okay. Card 3. Oops. Magician's Sword, confidence in your magic. Okay. When I feel into the energy of this card, like I just feel like there's this, I don't know, it feels like whatever you're asking about, or maybe whatever you're experiencing in the next little while, like it just sort of feels like, or this next week, it kind of feels like there's going to be this surge of energy that kind of like propels you forward, or it just feels like you're this energy of empowerment is going to come through for you. This energy of, well, confidence in a sense, like it's kind of like there's like an up level happening for you this week, or whatever you're asking about, and it feels very ancient in a sense, like it's going to be very, very subtle too. So it's almost like you're not even going to recognize that this sense of confidence or this sense of empowerment, or even it's going to come through as like this knowing, like you just know this one thing about yourself that, or about where you're headed, or it just feels like there's just going to be this deep knowing that kind of activates for you, but it's about something, almost even something specific or something about yourself. And it's going to be so subtle, you're going to miss it, in the sense like, it's all so subtle, but just know that there's like this energy that's happening behind the scenes for you this week, where there's this ancient reactivation going on. It feels just so beautiful and so empowering and so strong, and just so magical in a way that it's just going to be a part of who you are. Like you're just going to embody this new energy without even really realizing it. It's just a quiet, subtle like activation, and you're just, maybe even next week or in the following weeks, you're going to realize that you've been kind of embodying this new energy, or this new confidence, or this new way of thinking, or whatever it is. But just know that this is a reactivation happening for you this week, and it's just going to be so beautiful, but so gentle and so subtle that you're probably going to miss it, and it's going to be something you're going to look back at and be like, oh. And you know, this makes sense with the 1111 portal today, which is a very energetically powerful day for you. This, like, even set intentions and call things into meditation if you can, to kind of like harness this energy. Yeah, it's a great gift is what I'm hearing. It's a great gift that you're receiving for this week. So if you chose card number 3, enjoy your gift. It is a beautiful energy. Anyways, that is the card reading. If you have any questions or any more clarity, please send us a message. We love to hear from you guys, and we hope that you have a great week.